All right, welcome back, everybody. We've got another deep dive for you here at Tips Moto, your one-stop shop to get that winning edge. We're going to jump right into it today, looking at some big matches coming up.
Yeah, definitely some really interesting ones. And we'll be looking at what our supercomputer and our team of experts have come up with to give you those betting insights.
Perfect. Let's start with the Women's Super League.
Sounds good.
Always a good place to start, I think.
Yeah.
And the Manchester Derby is always a big one.
Yeah.
But I think this time, with both City and United chasing Chelsea at the top, this one feels especially crucial.
Absolutely. And, there's just so many interesting storylines going into it, right? You've got City dealing with, a few injuries, and then you've got United with that, incredible defensive record this season.
Yeah, I mean, City without Hemp, potentially without Shaw, 2 of their last 3 they've lost, which isn't exactly title contender form, is it?
No, not ideal for them. But then again, you look at their head-to-head. I mean, 18 points out of the last 9 against United. It's hard to write them off completely.
I know. It's like, how do you even begin to process that?
Yeah, and that's where our supercomputer comes in, right? I mean, it takes all of that into account, years and years of data, and even with the injuries, it's still giving City the edge, 60.8% chance of winning.
Okay.
But United, you can't write them off at 18.6% either. I mean, that defense is it's forced to be reckoned with. Just a handful of goals conceded all season, and you've got Tullis Joyce in goal, who's been arguably the best keeper in the WSL this season.
I mean, this is why it's called the deep dive, right? we get this kind of incredible information.
Yeah.
But I want to know a bit more about what makes this particular prediction so interesting.
Well, okay, think about this. United has never won away at City in the WSL. Could this be the year they finally break that curse? I mean, that's the kind of narrative the supercomputer has to take into account, alongside all the stats and the recent form.
It's almost like there's this psychological element to it as well, right?
It's fascinating. It really is. It just adds another layer of unpredictability to this game.
Okay, so I got to ask about Grace Clinton.
Oh, yeah.
She's been on fire for United, joint top scorer, creates chances. And she's not afraid to get stuck in either. I mean, leads the entire WSL in duels contested.
Absolutely. She's a game changer. She really is. And that's a big part of the reason the supercomputer gives United, a fighting chance in this one. Even with City's historical dominance, I mean, players like Clinton can just, change the game in a moment,
That's what makes football so exciting, right?
Absolutely.
So anyone out there thinking about putting a bet on this, what's the big takeaway from Tips Moto? What's the main thing they need to keep in mind?
I think the big thing is you can't just look at the surface. City, yeah, they've got history on their side, but those injuries are a big deal. And United, they're solid at the back, and they've got that X factor in Clinton. I mean, the supercomputer gives City the edge, but it's close. Don't rule out a draw either. Or it really depends on your risk appetite, Do you go for the historical favorites, even though they're maybe a bit weakened? Or do you go for the underdogs who are in great defensive form?
It's gonna be a good one, that's for sure.
It is. It's going to be a good one.